And one of the turning points that you'll get to know a little bit of my story is I was 12 years old. I was at a camp, and it was the last day of the camp, and there's we had skits that we were doing, and on when it was our time to do the skit, I only had to remember 2 lines. All I had to do is remember 2 lines. I was pretty shy, and I totally blanked on those 2 lines. What made matters worse is I took out my note card and sounded out every single word of my 2 lines because, again, my reading problem was pretty dramatic. And I just remember feeling totally defeated. And my mom the next day, she pretty much said, Caleb, people like don't worry about the things that you can't control, like your height. She's like, just don't worry about it. Like, don't put your identity in something that you have no control over. The things that you can control, like your reading, even though reading was tough for me, to this day it's tough for me. You can't be a victim. You can't use that as an excuse why you're not getting to where you want to go. So I took that actually really well. And I just just reflected. I said, what can Caleb do? What can I do to control the things that I want to control? And the things that I can't control, don't worry about. So we're recording this. There's a lot of unknowns in the world. And I have to remind myself sometimes that it's like, okay, things that I can't control, don't worry about. The things that I can, I have a responsibility to go all in. I then got a job at a bank. I gutted chickens. Let's just say I made, let's say I appreciate the chicken sandwich more than some. And I just started making money. And that's what got me interested about my money working for me. And I became obsessive at that time, which led me to a bank because I'm like, a bank would be a great place to gain experience and learn. And I've just always had a personality of, I've always been young. I shouldn't say I was going to say I was been young for my age, which wouldn't make sense. I've always been short for my age. And so I've always had to overcome that by, maturity and really seeking to understand. So working at the bank, it was a really great learning experience for me to learn the soft skills of talking to people. And that's when it was like, man, people really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you can articulate, and if you can listen, and this is really key. If you're listening to this, take notes on this. You can articulate back why someone, like what their why is and what's important to them. You are an incredible listener, and then you'll be able to go on and serve people in an amazing way.